Peace, everyone. Let's talk about the guardian at the gate of consciousness. This was a beautiful message that came to me during my talk with the Creator. We have all been blessed by the divine, by the all that it's all itself, expressing itself uniquely through you and me and every other living thing that you can see. And when we were born to a pre-drawn canvas by others, right? And we had the guardians at the gate of our consciousness, which should have been our parents. Now, we know that most of our parents have failed us to some degree because they've been failed, and there's been this whole aspect of keeping generational cycles and traumas going, continuing to downgrade or water down the bloodline, the quality of it. Now, in this journey, understanding that we were given a blank canvas to begin with, right, as newborn babies, and we were incarnated into this system that for many years, many moons, has ultimately tried to harvest that consciousness. And through the trauma that our forebears, our ancestors have gone through, we have also dealt with trauma. I don't think there's one person alive who hasn't dealt with a certain level of trauma. Obviously, there's degrees, there's people who've experienced more, and there's, people on the lower end of the spectrum. And with that being stated, we winded up dealing with these cycles in life that usually were not healthy for the bloodline, for our consciousness. And in dealing with these cycles, we were faced with the reality that as souls, we've had trauma before this lifetime and we've had trauma in this lifetime. And in order to really ascend in this, excuse me, in this healing journey, we've had to work on healing those traumas and not allow this false system, this false matrix to shape us and mold us into the version that it wanted to see. Okay? And stay with me because I'm going somewhere with this. It's really beautiful. So in this healing journey, there's a beautiful process of unbecoming and delayering and deprogramming. You start to strip away what's false, even the beliefs of what you like, right? The ideologies, your beliefs, your coping mechanisms, all these different things that, um, your hobbies that ultimately made you who you think you are. And so in this healing journey, we have to deconstruct and break down everything and become like a blank canvas, okay? To now be remade new. And then in this being remade new, we get to make the choices that we authentically align with. It's a process of self discovery. So, as you're self discovering yourself and you are this beautiful and unique expression of the all that it's all, you now start discovering what you like, the behaviors that you like, the behaviors that you want to express, and everything that you are learning. It's coming from a state of balance within, peace and joy within. And in this balance and peace within, you are discovering who you are. You are discovering what you like, your interests, the people that you like, the friendships that you would like to have, the relationships that you would like to have, how you would like your romantic relationships to look, how you would like to be treated, how you would like to treat another, how you would like your familial connections. If you have children, how would you like to raise your children? How would you like to shape their consciousness, right? What would you like that relationship to look like, as their babies? through their older childhood years, their preteen, teenage years, adulthood years, young adult, older adult. And you start looking at your career, right? You start looking at what's in your heart, what's been placed in your heart to to leave the collective. What fingerprint are you trying to leave to the collective? So your soul's purpose. Now, in the conversation that I was talking to the creator, this rising, you know, I said something. I was like, like this is gonna feel funny. I was like, God, I was like, I'm sorry if this is offensive. Okay, because I'm trying to be honest. This is my journey, and I say things, and sometimes I say things, and I don't really be knowing what I'm saying, but I do know that it's like deep. Like I know that there's like a message there, right? That's like trying to come through. And I said, God, obviously you're the all that it's all, and you don't need me to nurture you or protect you. Like you're clearly capable of well, you're the all that it's all. I don't think I need to say anything else, right? It's already sounding ridiculous, but it just I felt like my spirit needed to say it, okay? And there was a breakthrough in this. So I'm telling God, I will be the guardian at the door, you know, of this conscious experience, that you are having, right? Through me, right? Because I will never sit here and say that I am the all that it's all. Absolutely not. But I do know that I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for the divine spark of the creator. I wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. Life would cease to exist. It wouldn't even be in existence if it wasn't for the creator. So I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, right? And the conversation, we were talking about how how I was saying how we're making this stuff up as we go along. And I truly do believe that. But then my friend was saying, oh, well, I think there's like a greater design. I'm like, granted, there's like two parts to it, right? So let me not be limited in my words or expressing what ultimately I'm trying to say. I think from this point of view, this level of consciousness, we are making things up as we go along. But there is the greater design of like destiny, right? The all that it's all knows everything ahead of time already. It knows how this lifetime is going to play out for you, how it's going to play out for me, how this level of its consciousness is expressing itself, But ultimately, I'm like, the all being that it's all does not choose to be stagnant, right? It chooses to break its consciousness up, right, while still remaining intact, in all different forms, to have different experiences, right? And in these experiences that are being had by you and me and everybody else, the creator is having different experiences and thus seeing that under different circumstances, different pressures, how, that consciousness reacts. However, we are the physical, the vessel, right? We are the conscious expression of the all that it's all expressing itself. And it is our duty and our job, okay, to ultimately nurture and cater to the level of consciousness that we've been entrusted to be placed into our hands to nurture it, to grow it, to speak life over it, to make wise decisions in the connections that we are making, okay, that is going to tend to life. It's going to protect it. It's going to grow it. It's going to nurture it. It's going to allow that consciousness to continue to evolve instead of allowing parasitic energies to come in and siphon that light and feed off of that light, because there are beings in the world, okay, in all the realms. And when I say all the realms, different levels of realms, okay? Obviously, there's the highest heavens, and that's not going to be accessible to them. But what I'm saying is that there was a point in time where there was beings, okay, who seen the light of the all that is all and was like, oh, we want to become that. We want to become more powerful. Knowing that nobody, no entity, no being, no spirit, malevolent or benevolent, could ever become as powerful as the all that it's all. So I say this message with really beautiful insight in my heart, but also a heaviness in my heart to urge you to be the guardian at the door of your consciousness. We've been having experiences, and people have been allowing social media to shape their reality. They've been allowing this construct in Hollywood to tell them what they should desire in life, desiring all the finest things. And I'm not saying that you can't desire the finest things, but where is that desire coming from? Is it coming from because you know that the creator is abundant? Is it coming from the fact that you know that, guess what, a cutting board, if it's plastic, it's going to hold bacteria even more. If it's wood, more than likely it's going to rot. But if it's stone, it'll stand the test of time. See, what's the reason for the desires that you have? Are you allowing them to elevate your consciousness and your experiences in this reality? And it sounds crazy to sit here and be, oh, that you're going to be the guardian at the door of your own consciousness when it's the creator expressing itself uniquely through you. But there is a certain level of responsibility that we've all been handed. And this goes so much deeper than I think I even realize or even have, honestly, the words to express, because we are, in a way, new life. And yes, we can speak to souls being more ancient and having experience, but we should always treat ourselves as though being born new. What would you want for that child, that consciousness? When a child is born, do you want that child to have formula that is man-made, that has heavy metals and all types of toxicity in it? Or do you want the child to be breastfed from its mother's bosom? And if you guys ever seen milk, breast milk, under a microscope, it looks like little crystalline bubbles. It is the cutest thing. Okay? It is the purest thing. When a child is born, do you want to give birth pure without no drugs? And have the actual cervix come out, right? Attached to the umbilical cord, the first home that the child's known, instead of clipping the umbilical cord and cutting a part of the supply of the baby's blood to it, and now it's lacking, and then being shot up with all these vaccines that have aluminum, mercury, and all types of heavy metals in it. What would you want that brand new consciousness to experience? And if you have any heart, I would assume, and if you had any sense, I would assume that you would pick that you want that brand new consciousness to have the best of the best, so it actually has a chance in this world. And even though you may not have been given the proper chances, are you willing to start to do the work today to give yourself the proper chances that it needs, so you can evolve in consciousness, so you can find peace within yourself, so you can love yourself, so you can love the God within, so you can meet yourself, and in meeting self, you will meet God. And I don't think y'all heard that. Will you allow yourself to meet yourself in order to truly meet yourself and meet God? I'm not saying that you will know the all that it's all and you will have all the answers, but you will start to peek behind the veil truly into the consciousness of where you come from, of your home frequency. That's true spirituality, tending to your vessel. There's much more I have to say, and I probably will keep going because I feel inspired. Are you waking up? First thing, giving gratitude for the breath that you have, the life that you have, is the first thing that you are doing talking to the Creator? Is the last thing that you are doing before going to bed talking to the Creator within? What are you doing? Are you getting up and putting sugar in your body first thing? Or are you hydrating the vessel with water? Or having a smoothie for breakfast? Some fruits? Are you putting in processed foods in your body? And listen, this is all a process of evolving consciousness. I'm not going to sit here and say that you got to have everything figured out or that you're going to make a radical 180 change, because 360 only puts you back in the same position. Okay. A radical 180 change and you're going to have your life figured out in one night, in one day. Absolutely not. See, you do the best that you can with what you afforded, with whatever wherewithal you are afforded that day, and the experiences that you have that day. But the point is constant evolution, constant growth, constant refinement until it's our time to go home. And even then, what that journey is going to entail for us is still consciousness, growth in a different way. I can tell you that I've made many mistakes, many. And I'm not going to get into it all in this video. It's too long. I will be getting into them though. So, you know, if you want to learn from my mistakes or hear the stories, you're more than welcome to. But I would be a poster child for mistakes not to make, and then turning around and choosing self, and choosing divinity, and choosing the Creator. And because of my mistakes and the things that I've made and the lessons that I've learned and the wisdoms that I've been so afforded the ability and insights to have because of these experiences in my relationship to the ancestors and the divine, I'm honored to be able to bring these messages and insights to you. And there's nothing more in my heart that I desire as my soul's purpose to help people navigate the spiritual journey, to be a spiritual consultant, to help people find their worth, find their self-love, find their self-care, find their self-forgiveness, and find their self-acceptance for where they're at in this particular part in the journey, and understand that it is possible to become a version of yourself that you may have desired or maybe that you never even envisioned. And it is possible to attain your greatest version. With that, thank you so much for listening to this message from me in spirit. And if you are curious about the spiritual consultant services that me and my beautiful team offer, you can go to www.mamarain.org. Rain like rain that falls from the sky, that nourishes the land. Take care, y'all. From me in spirit. Peace.